There are essentially 3 steps to consider when you're looking to price your home for sale. Number 1 is going to be data driven. That's going to be how an appraiser looks at your home. Be your square footage, the comps for recent sales in the neighborhood. It's going to be exactly what you would imagine as basic data for the home. Square footage, features and benefits. Does it have a pool? Does it have a patio? Does it have a long driveway? What's the square footage? What are the recent comps in the area? Basic data-driven approaches. Number 2, we're going to have what's going to be like real estate insight. So a real estate agent expert insight. You're going to have things like buyer demand. What's the market trend going on? What's the overall feel of the market in that area? Say in Atascadero right now, what's the overall feel of the market? Are there a lot of buyers out there for this price point? Are there a lot of sellers that are getting the amount that they're asking? There are also going to be things in locationality. Is the home near downtown? An appraiser is not going to know exactly if it's in a nice location, but it's also in a quiet location. There could be a quiet pocket within a neighborhood that's more desirable than others, but the appraiser might just think of the square footage size and the features and benefits of the home. But a realtor is going to have a lot more insight in terms of locationality of the home. You might have a really nice neighborhood in a not so nice school district, so it's really going to rule out your young family. So real estate agent insight is number 2 for coming in with the right price for your home. And number 3 is going to be your pricing strategy. Pricing strategy could be anything from shoot your shot high and wait for that one buyer that has the money and wants your house. It could be 30, 60, 90 days. It could be 1 week, but you're waiting for that one person that wants exactly what you have at the price that you're asking for. And number 2 would be pricing it right the sweet spot, which we see a lot of majority of people nowadays are pricing it right about what they think they need to get or what they think their house will sell for, just to get an easy, soft sale and with a higher interest rate environment. And number 3 is going to be an auction style where you're pricing your house at 5 to 10% below what you expect to get or what you think it's worth, and then creating a buyer demand out of that. That's a little riskier. If it backfires on you, you might sit on the house a little bit longer till you get an offer that is up into the area that you want to take, or it could work in your favor. This goes back to step number 2 in terms of real estate insight. So if a realtor has insight that there's a lot of buyer demand, especially in your price point, you might want to go the auction route, price it say $695 instead of $710 or $695 instead of $720. You get people into the open house, they see the number 6 and they just start going crazy and they start outbidding each other and maybe even get to your price point or even above your price point. When people get in a bidding war, what happens is they get scared that they're going to lose, and so they start offering a lot more than they would if they were just the one person writing an offer. You start to see people do crazy things during a bidding war, and that could work out in your favor. But like I said, it could also backfire on you, and it could be sitting on the house longer until you get the offer that you're looking for. Now, number 1 going back to step 1 with the appraiser, what we do with comps, just like an appraiser would look at comps, we look at comps a little bit more in depth. And so what you see here on the screen is a list of houses that have sold in the last 2 months in the neighborhood of our home. We see everything from 680, 670 up to 729, 730 in this area of Atascadero with similar square footage and similar layout benefits and features. So you can see here on the comps right here on the screen that we're cutting a window of 680 to 730. Also, square footage comes into effect. Our house is 1,100 square feet. A lot of these homes are 11, 12, 1,300 square feet. Our home's on a quarter acre. Some of these are on a quarter, some of these are on a little bit smaller, some of these are on a little bit bigger. So this is a pretty healthy sample size of comps in Atascadero. Also, for features and benefits, when we're evaluating our home, we know for a fact that it has a completely finished backyard with stamped concrete, terraces, landscape on drip irrigation on the front and the back. Everything is well maintained the last 5 years. The house is in pretty much turnkey condition in terms of what we've done the last few months. As you've seen on the video series, we've painted, we've changed out faucets, we've remedied electrical issues, we've remedied plumbing issues. Just last year we got all new plumbing in the house, which is a benefit. Our garage is finished, so it's drywall textured and has cabinetry in there. There's a lot of benefits and features. We're situated on a corner lot. It's sort of a corner. It feels like a corner, but I don't know if it's characterized directly as a corner lot, but it is definitely on a T in the street, so there's no neighbor right across the street from us. and it's on a slope, so the neighbor to the right, you can't see into their house, and the neighbor on the left is on the same level, but it's just a great location in terms of privacy from your neighbors. Benefits and features would also include in this, you'd include forced air, obviously, forced air conditioning, forced heat, and upgraded bathrooms, upgraded kitchen in the last 5 years. So these are features and benefits an appraiser would look at. So us as the realtors for our own home, we're looking at these features and benefits and saying, this contributes to the base comp of the home. So that gets us in at our base level. Now if we come back down to step number 2, which is Realtor Expert Insight, which is ourselves, Karen and Seth Peak. We're selling our own home. Things that we would consider, which would not be definitely considered by the appraiser, would be the fact that in less than 5 minutes you can be at the grocery store. You can be on the 101 going off San Anselmo. There's 5 minutes to Home Depot, but you're in the middle of a neighborhood that is very quiet and not an artery road. So Dolores is basically a road in and out of the neighborhood for people that live in our neighborhood, but it is not an artery road. So it's a relatively quiet neighborhood. So things like that we consider when it comes to expert insight. Also, it's in the San Benito Elementary School, which is a nice elementary school on the north end of Atascadero. And a lot of awesome families live in this area. And so it fits well for that young family model. So that's definitely something you would need to consider when you're selling your home. Where are the local schools, and would a family be interested in purchasing your home? Another thing that you would want to emphasize too is the fact that we have taken meticulous care of the home since we've lived in it. We've actually upgraded most things in the home. Both bathrooms have been retiled and remodeled in the last 5 years. It's got hardwood bamboo throughout the main area of the home. On top of that, we have market trend. So going into March, right now, watching this video, it is February 2024. Buyer demand is increasing. A slight dip in interest rates, and all indications show that it's down, just not as quickly as some people would like it. But a lot of buyers are coming out of the woodwork since the holiday season. And now so much with the weather clearing up and everything, we're going into March, and we're seeing a trend where a lot more buyers are going to open houses, a lot more buyers are going to view homes, and homes aren't staying on the market as long as they were about a year ago. So we're up towards a middle March sale. So taking on the fact that buyer demand will be even more increased by next month. Now it's always a gamble. You're always going off of speculation, but having a realtor in your corner, we're gonna have a lot more insight than if you were gonna try to sell the house on your own, or you're trying to sell it through an iBuyer program on the internet. Local market, we see what's happening at open houses. We see what's happening with our buyers pool. And that's going to be a very big thing that you want to consider. So market trend and locationality, as well as settlement and overall aesthetics of the property, is definitely something that comes with a realtor insight that you don't get with just a straight appraisal comp model. Now, number 3 is something we haven't quite decided on. Now, Karen and I are going back and forth. We know area, the ballpark we want to land with our final offer, but maybe it's advantageous for us to try to go a little bit lower and create a little bit more of a demand. We're going to be listing our house on a Wednesday. Does that mean we have a broker open on Thursday morning? It's undecided at this point. A broker open would mean that the brokers would come on their own, the real estate agents would come on their own and preview the house for their clients on Thursday morning. It's a realtor only open house. And then it would be open that afternoon to viewings. And then we'd be doing an open house on Saturday or Sunday on the 16th or 17th of March. Now these days don't matter so much unless you're watching this video this week and you're gearing up to come buy our house. But just to show that when you have a plan in place when you're listing the home, that can also greatly benefit the amount of demand, the amount of scarcity, and possible multiple offers. If you can time it right to where people have the listing come live, their realtor's able to go see the house. Maybe the open house is the first opportunity for people to see the home. And so they come at once, and they can, there's other people interested in the home, and that might create a little bit more of a scarcity and a demand for the property itself. Now, like I said with pricing, it's kind of a cliffhanger. Karen and I haven't 100% decided on the method of the pricing strategy. I create an auction type frenzy if the demand is weak. So we'll see how it goes in, if the buyer demand is high, then maybe we price it a little bit more aggressively and see what happens. But it's always good to go with a safe bet. Have our house sell ideally go into contract within 2 weeks of us listing the home. And so having the house priced right is going to be definitely something that we're going to think a lot on the next 2 weeks. But I'm sorry if you watched the video to find out how much the house is going to be sold for, but I did go over the comps earlier in the video, so you kind of range of where we're looking at. We're looking between 690 and 740 is kind of the range. But you know, a journey, and I love documenting it, sharing it with anybody here watching, because if you look back and you see the last 3 videos in this video, there's a lot that goes into selling your house from the actual seller side. I just happen to be my own realtor, so it's a little bit more insightful, and I've been happy to share the journey along the way. DM me with any questions, and we look forward to the next video where hopefully we're getting the final touches done. Right when we get back from, we're gonna be the final touches done, gonna get it staged, gonna get the patio furniture all organized and nice and staged, so on March 13th we can get, March 11th or 12th we can get some photos taken, and we'll go live on the 13th. But anyway, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this series.